All right, welcome back, everyone. We're diving deep today, going full-on spy thriller mode.
Ooh, exciting.
Cyber espionage is the name of the game, and we're focusing on a group that's been making a lot of noise, Tag 110.
Yeah, they're a fascinating case.
We've got reports and analysis from some pretty sharp cybersecurity folks.
Oh, the good stuff.
Absolutely. And today, we're going to break down who Tag 110 is,
Yeah.
what they're up to, and why it should matter to you, even if you think you're off the grid.
Because no one's really off the grid these days, are they?
Exactly. So, to set the stage, Tag 110, well, they're suspected of having ties to Russia.
Right.
And they've been pretty busy, too, conducting cyber espionage against all sorts of organizations, from Central Asia to East Asia, even Europe.
And they've been at it since at least 2021.
Sneaky, under the radar,
Yeah.
like ghosts in the system.
Perfect analogy. Plus, they go by a few other names, too, like UAC 00063.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, that one's used by the Computer Emergency Response Team of Ukraine.
So Ukraine is definitely on their radar.
Oh, absolutely. And there's another one, ATT-28. It's almost like they're trying to be extra mysterious.
It's like they're playing a game of aliases. Maybe they have a point system for whoever spots them under a new name.
Maybe, But names aside, they've got some serious tools in their arsenal. Custom-made malware like HATVIBE and CHERRYSPY.
Those were discovered, weren't they, after an attack on some Ukrainian state agencies?
That's right. And HATVIBE is kind of like the setup guy, the one who gets the door open for the bigger player. It acts as a loader for CHERRYSPY.
So it's the delivery system, gets the malware in place.
Precisely. And then CHERRYSPY comes in, sets up shop.
Sets up shop how?
It's a backdoor. Basically lets Tag 110 waltz in, steal data, and spy on their victims as much as they like.
So it's not just a quick grab and go. They're settling in, watching everything you do.
That's the scary part. And it's not just a few isolated incidents either. Researchers have found a lot of victims.
A lot. Like, how many are we talking?
62 at least.
Yeah?
Across 11 countries.
That's a pretty big net they're casting.
It is. But here's the thing. It's not random. There's a pattern.
All right, let's hear it. Where are they focusing?
Primarily Central Asia. Countries like Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan.
Lots of stands. Now, why would they be so interested in that region?
Well, Central Asia is a pretty strategic area. Historically, it's had close ties with Russia. And with everything going on with Ukraine right now, Russia wants to maintain influence there.
So they're after information, trying to figure out where everyone stands, any vulnerabilities they can exploit.
Exactly. Think political intelligence, economic data. It's about understanding the playing field and how to tilt it in their favor.
And it's not just limited to Central Asia, is it? We've got Armenia, China, Hungary, India, Greece.
Don't forget Ukraine. They're definitely not leaving them alone.
So it's a pretty diverse list of targets. What can you tell us about their methods? Are they like super hackers in dark rooms, or?
It's not quite Hollywood, but they're sophisticated, that's for sure. Exploiting weaknesses in websites, security gaps.
Ah, so finding the back doors, the unlocked windows.
Exactly. Plus, good old-fashioned phishing emails, trick someone into clicking a bad link or downloading something they shouldn't.
Preying on human error, basically. Clever, but also kind of unsettling.
Definitely. But here's the thing, and this is where it gets really interesting. This cyber espionage, it's not happening in a vacuum.
And you're thinking about the whole Russia situation, right?
Yeah.
Like the sabotage against critical infrastructure in Europe.
Bingo. Estonia, Finland, Latvia, Lithuania, Norway, Poland, all seeing increased activity. And guess what?
They're all strong supporters of Ukraine.
See? It's not a coincidence. It's part of a larger strategy, what we call hybrid warfare.
Okay, gotta admit, that sounds pretty intense. Break it down for us. What exactly is hybrid warfare?
Think of it as blending the lines. It's traditional military stuff, sure, but also cyber attacks, spreading disinformation, messing with economies.
So causing chaos on multiple fronts, but all with a specific goal in mind.
Of course. It's about achieving their objectives without necessarily going to full-blown war. At least not in the traditional sense.
So in a way, Tag 110 cyber espionage is just one tool in their toolbox.
Right, and it's a toolbox that seems to be getting bigger and more dangerous.
Which is pretty scary, especially considering what some of these reports are saying.
What do you mean?
Well, one report I read said, and I quote, "As relations between Russia and the West will almost certainly remain fraught, Russia is very likely to increase the destructiveness and lethality of its sabotage operations without crossing the threshold of war with NATO.
Wow, yeah, that's chilling. Really drives home the seriousness of this whole situation. We're talking about cyber attacks, physical sabotage, and then this whole ecosystem of propaganda and misinformation.
Designed to create division, weaken the West.
Exactly. It's multi-layered, complex, and really hard to counter.
All right, so let's try to recap all of this because it's a lot to unpack. Tag 110, suspected link to Russia. They're heavily into cyber espionage, and their targets are all over the map, but there's a definite pattern there.
And they're not just randomly hacking for kicks. Their activities align with Russia's bigger goals, especially in places like Central Asia.
And it's all happening against this backdrop of growing tension,
Yeah.
where traditional warfare and cyber warfare are blending together in a really unsettling way.
Which leads us to a final thought for everyone listening. Given everything we've talked about today, how do you think this whole cyber espionage, hybrid warfare thing is going to evolve in the coming years? What are the potential consequences we need to be ready for?
Big questions, and ones we all need to be thinking about. So until next time, stay vigilant, stay informed, and keep those digital defenses strong.
And maybe invest in a good tinfoil hat, just in case.
Hey, you never know, right?